Hello and welcome to another edition of Newsbeats on NITV. I am Oluchi Madu. A quick look at our major stories. Jonathan Sacks Iwu. Nigerians promised improved power supply. National Assembly to create 10 new states. Civil service threatens strike on May 1st. All this in a moment. After months and months of unending protests and controversy, Acting President Goodluck Jonathan on Wednesday, the 28th of April, ordered the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Maurice Iwu, to proceed on pre-disengagement leave with immediate effect. Iwu's tenure as INEC Chairman has constantly generated negative discussion and controversy as Nigerians have continued to decry the former INEC's boss's continued stay in office. They expressed fear for a successful 2011 general elections if Iwu maintained leadership of the electoral body. The acting president had earlier warned that he took public perception very seriously, saying that public officers must make sure that citizens were receptive of their leadership characteristics and policies. The acting president made his decision known through a statement by the senior special assistant, Mr. Ima Niboro. The statement added that the acting president's directive is in consonance with Section 155 of the Constitution, which stipulates that the chairman and members of the Independent National Electoral Commission shall hold office for a period of 5 years. Iwu is to hand over to the most senior national commissioner, who shall oversee the activities of the commission, pending the appointment of a substantive chairman. Acting President Goodluck Jonathan has assured Nigerians that the country might witness considerable improvement in power supply in the next few months. He said this at a strategic meeting on power between him and the Presidential Action Committee on Power at State House on Wednesday. Briefing newsmen at the end of the meeting, spokesman to the acting president, Mr. Imaniburu, said this is one of the gains of the amnesty program for repentant Niger Delta militants. According to Niboro, the Petroleum Minister, Diezani Alice Madweke, has said that the country now has sufficient gas to power her traditional power stations. This will, as a result, lead to some considerable improvement in power in the next few months. Niboro also disclosed that a new power structure will soon come on stream and that the acting president was going to appoint technical assistants who will handle different critical areas of power, like generation and transmission. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Bayero Nafada, said on Wednesday the 28th that the National Assembly would create 10 new states, with 5 from the north and 5 from the south by next year. Nafada, who is also chairman of the ad hoc committee of the House of Representatives on review of the 1999 Constitution, said Nigerians should expect an amended 1999 Constitution with landmark modifications in May 2010. In another development, he said the electoral reforms would unfortunately not authorize Nigerians in the diaspora to vote in the forthcoming elections. He said the House Committee had been meeting with the leadership of the Speakers Conference of Nigeria and the 7 governors representing the Governors Forum in the review of the Constitution, led by Governor Gabriel Suswam of Benue State. The amended Constitution is to be transmitted to the 36 States House of Assembly of the Federation, who are expected to vote on it, and when 2/3 of the 36 states vote in favor of the amendments, it would be moved for the 3rd reading at the Senate and the House of Reps. Despite the promises of the federal government through the head of civil service to implement a new salary wage for workers, civil servants have threatened to embark on a nationwide strike on May 1st during Workers' Day celebration. Secretary General Association of Senior Civil Servants of Nigeria, Mr. Solomon Onaginon, said if the government failed to announce an increase of 53% in the salary of civil servants between now and Saturday, they would have no option than to embark on an industrial action. He said the political class has increased their salary by about 800%. They have also effected salary increase for the judiciary and the executive, and that only the civil servants were left as they are. He said 8 unions were involved in the proposed industrial action. They include, amongst others, Nigeria Civil Service Union of Nigeria, the Medical and Health Workers of Nigeria, Nurses and the Midwives Association of Nigeria, and the Agricultural and Allied Workers Union of Nigeria. The unions are negotiating with the government under the aegis of the Joint National Public Service Council. The search for former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, has gone overseas. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had on April 13th declared Ibori wanted in connection with alleged diversion of the state's shares in Oceanic Bank to guarantee a 44 billion naira facility granted Ascot Offshore Nigeria Limited by Intercontinental Bank. The EFCC attempted to arrest Ibori from his hometown in Ogara but failed due to obstruction by local militants. Now the EFCC has announced that he is in Dubai, claiming that there are suspicions that he moved through the Lagos waterways to Cameroon before flying out to Dubai. According to sources at the EFCC, the international police is assisting in tracking the ex-governor down for his subsequent arrest. The media assistant to the ex-governor, Mr. Tony Eluemuno, however, said that Ibori is not running away from anybody because he has no reason to be on the run. According to him, the fact that he has not been seen in public doesn't mean he is in hiding. He said Ibori is a free citizen and has the right to travel abroad. In a related development, Justice Ibrahim Buba of the Federal High Court Asaba on Wednesday turned down Ibori's application seeking to prevent the EFCC from arresting him. Justice Buba said there was no sufficient material or warrant granting such an application. Former Governor of Zamfara State, Senator Ahmed Sani Yerima, who is now the Senate Minority Whip, came under fire from women rights activists and civil society groups about a month ago for his alleged marriage to a 13-year-old Egyptian girl. This has given way to the Senate investigating the matter via a petition by the National Human Rights Commission, which was presented by Chair of the Senate Committee on Women Affairs, Ufot Ekaite. Ekaite had raised a point of order, which led to the Senate asking the Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition Committee to investigate the matter. Senator Ayogo Eze, however, argued that the matter bordered on the privacy of Yerima. Furthermore, the Minister of Women Affairs, Iyom Josephine Aneni, has said that the unavailability of credible facts is the reason the federal government cannot begin court proceedings against Yerima. She said the information at her disposal was simply based on newspaper reports and hearsay that cannot be completely relied on. The Embassy of Egypt in Abuja has said it cannot take any action on the alleged marriage to an Egyptian minor because the matter has not been brought to its attention officially. The marriage had reportedly taken place in Abuja because the Egyptian authorities would not endorse marriage to an underage girl. The True Face of Lagos is a group of Lagosians that petitioned the legislature and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission concerning allegations of corruption in the state and against the state governor, Babatunde Fashola. On Wednesday, the 28th of April, the Lagos State House of Assembly demanded that the True Face of Lagos substantiate all allegations against Fashola. Deputy Majority Leader and the Chairman of the probe panel, Dr. Ajibayo Adeyeye, said during proceedings on the floor of the House that the House would ask questions on all issues presented before it. He, however, stressed that the presentation of evidence would enhance the work of the panel. In her contribution, Honorable Mrs. Fumilayo Tejuosho, representing Mushin 1 constituency, concurred with Ajibayo, saying that the group seemed to come off as complicated as their lack of evidence made it impossible for the House to come to a decision. Comrade Adesina Adebayo, the leader of the True Face of Lagos, however, said that the allegations arose from petitions received by unidentified sources. He also said that the group has not been able to provide evidence because the relevant documents were removed from his home when he was attacked by unknown men. He promised to produce the ones still in his possession to the panel at another date. In another development, the legislature is to open an inquiry into the issue of toll gates being constructed on the Lekki-Ekpe Expressway. And that's it on Newsbits. Thanks for listening.